Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Kazubukiya's new figure line, it seems. This is Zoid's 1/100 scale full action figure Murasame Liger. And I believe this is from the Zoid's Genesis anime, which I haven't watched. So this is going to be a blind review. It says here, Zoid's Aggression, the first one they have. And in this 1/100 scale, I built the actual model kit. The Schneider, along with the Liger Zero. It's one of his forms, and that's 1/72 scale, a lot bigger than this. And I think this might be as big as the Revo Tech. Yep, very interesting. He got that really nice box, really shiny. Kind of looks like polished metal, or when you sand down steel, or stainless steel actually. Really cool. Here we go. So there's a couple of things that we can do with this one. Interesting. And they actually revealed the second one, which is Hayate, and I think they might make the Mugen as well. And I think that's the 3 forms for this Zoid. Very interesting. Got mine from Ami, and it does say about 5,800 yen. A little pricey, but we'll check inside and see if it's worth getting this. Right, so a comparison, we have the Zoid Aggressive Murasame Liger on the left, and we have the Revoltech Blade Liger on the right. They're about the same size for the most part, although I think the Murasame's design, he makes him look a little bit bigger. And here's the side profile. Yeah, well, it does kind of look like a little bit bigger, just looking at the legs. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they are to scale. It is 1/100, or maybe this one is 120 something. They have some weird scales sometimes. But nonetheless, if you have the Revoltech Blade Liger, you can pretty much close enough to go along with the new line. So there you go. I'm really happy that they made the Zoid Aggressive line. I'm not too fond of Revoltech joint. Ratcheting joints are great for bigger figures, or for something that's small, especially for Revoltech and for those who've had Revoltech figures. It's too lanky. I mean, and you're stuck with one angle at a time. You cannot get in somewhere in between, and yeah, it has its pros and cons, but this is actually not too bad of a figure. It has some nice paint and details. Yeah, but it's just that. I think I did a review on this one too, so check that out if you're curious about the Revoltech Blade Liger. But let's put that aside. Alright, we got the Murasame Liger here, and it looks great. Now, first thing I've noticed, it is a bit too plain. Maybe I'm used to seeing decals or those really nice finish. But just looking at this, it does kind of remind me of the Robot Tamashi, comparing those two kits. So, well, it is a figure after all. But nonetheless, it looks great. I like that color scheme. You have the white and blue. And you have this yellow here. Really nice. The yellow, though, is not quite gold in color. It's just the glossy yellow, which is not too bad. Yep, and you got that nice blade there. Really cool. Really nice paint job on that silver. And I want to go over a few things before we continue on with the articulation. So first off, the tail. This is a stranded wire. Kind of interesting. Stranded, you got multiple copper wires in there. And it is bendable to a certain extent, although it tends to kind of bend back. And I guess if ever, you might be able to replace this, but something tells me it's glued in place at the tip there. But there's always a way, if you ever have to replace it. Hopefully not. Certain parts to it, like this, I kind of notched it or scratched it, but it's gonna be going here anyways. There's a little flap there that you can point out or point up. Just push it in there. That is jointed as well. There we go. And you got the tail there. Yeah, it's not as flexible as the revo types, but that's good enough. Next part is this connection on this, or the main body of the Liger, and this kind of looks interesting. It's basically a rail system, goes around here, and you have a combination of a straight peg and a hinge there, which in combination kind of acts like a ball joint. Kind of makes you wonder why not just make it a ball joint, but then again, this makes it a lot easier to pop out if ever you need to remove the sword. Maybe put another weapon. Maybe you can make it interchangeable with other ones in the future. That's kind of interesting concept there. To connect this, you have this kind of side pegs here, and it's an L shape, so it only goes one way. Put that in there. There we go. And with this, you can open it up. It's in a hinge, and you can extend it. This is kind of loose though, but it works. Now, if you want to move it forward, you only have this hinge or this movement here, as well as this over here. So you cannot move it side to side. That's the only movement that you can do. It's a bit limited on certain ones, but it's not too bad. Yeah, really nice, and there seems to be like a blaster at the tip there too. So there you go. Really nice blade. Alright, so moving on, why don't we start with, well, after that, let's start, or go over the face. Actually, let me get this out of the way, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using this connection point, but this is for your base. So you look at this little tab here on the other side, right there. There's a little gap there. You gotta use your flat screwdriver, and you kind of pop it out, and kind of reveals like a screw there. Kind of holds the whole body together. There's another separate piece right here, which allows you to connect it to any peg connection, I guess. Or 3mm, and a good thing that Bandai and Kodo are using the same connection points. So I'm using Tamashi combination here, and place it in place, and you can have your your Liger jumping out in some cool aerial pose. There you go. Alright, starting on the visor, it's actually translucent gray, like those smoke black plastic pieces. It's kind of nice, although it doesn't really show much, but we probably don't need to. Anyways, inside there is a cockpit right there. There is no small palette on this figure set. It'll be nice though, but actually probably don't need it. And then you got that clear orange for the eyes. Quite nice. I think that is clear orange. Yep. Could be painted, but as for the fins here on the side, this one is on that main hinge on the head, but this one, you have a little bit of movement here. It does hinder his movement sometimes when he hits the shoulders. Neck movement, he can look up a bit, look down, but not so much. I mean, you can rotate the head as well. And you have this lower part here of the mane. Yep. For the mouth, you can open it up. It's quite nice. I'm not sure if that's painted or actually separate the yellow pieces, but kind of looks like it's painted. Not too bad. I don't think there's any cannons inside the mouth. He does have a cannon under here, although there's no movement on that one. Moving on, let's see here. They actually integrated this interesting joint system on here. You can actually open it out and you can extend the joint. So you can push it all the way in, kind of lock it in place, but you can also extend it out. Then you kind of have that hinge system, which allows you to do certain movements, like you can see here. So that's really great. So that's on a ball joint actually. That's a ball joint on this, and it's a hinge going through another hinge, I think. Huh. Hinge and another hinge inside. That's some crazy hinge system, but it does give you quite a bit of articulation there. And also, all these actual joints, they are actual joints, all these red pieces, so you can move them. That is awesome. So you can move all those, and on the bottom here, it's a ball joint for the paw or the feet. So that is some awesome articulation. And I think that even the kit does do that too. So I'm actually quite glad they've incorporated all those joints. Those are actual joints. Yep. Same thing on this in front here. You can extend this out. It's the same system. Gives you quite a bit of articulation. And you can do certain poses. You can have him sitting down like so. And scratch the ear, or I don't know if it can actually reach that, but yeah, it's really nice. And also there's a joint on the waist here, or yeah, the main body. So you just kind of pull this out. There we go. So on this section here allows it to go up and down. It's actually quite loose. Then on the top part here, it allows him to go side to side. So you do have that extra articulation there if you pull the main body, and you're able to show him moving to the side. Yeah, that's actually fairly good to have that. There we go. And you can always push it in again, and that kind of locks it in place. Yep. Another cool gimmick this one has, you got this pistons which you can just push out, and actually it goes further, but you might need to have an aid with a screwdriver. There we go. That's as far as it reaches, and it's actually cool. Reminds me of Altizen. So we got this piston that can probably jam to an enemy. Yeah, so you can either scratch or use that piston. Yep, that's a lot of damage there too. Yeah, really nice. Other than that, I don't think there's anything you can remove. So it's quite a solid figure. And I think that's it. Kind of wish certain panels, like here on the top, you can actually move, but it seems like you cannot. Yeah. Other than that, another thing cool I like to do on this one, and since he has a huge sword, what if you kind of transform him into a person? So to do so, well, let's just have that legs there. I'm gonna use the tail as a balancing point. We're gonna pop out this head here. Let's see here. There we go. And let's have the blade this way. So let's just pretend that he's holding the blade. There we go. And have him in a certain pose. Yeah, he can stand on his hind legs. This is really great. And I took out the head because if you put it here, the neck doesn't super extend towards the front. So I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Use your blue tack. Again, blue tack are great for a lot of things. Mounting them on your shelves, or just trying this. So I'm just gonna put a block of blue tack there, and I'm just gonna position this like so. There we go. And I got my Liger, the Murasame Liger, on this pose. Yep, as if he's a werewolf with a giant sword ready to slash down his enemies. Yeah. So you can try that. But yeah, definitely, this is amazing figure. I'm all in for this line. Zoid's aggressive. Yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, there's a few things that could have been better. I mean, this tail could have been better. The waist, I wish the hinge were a little tighter, and kind of wish the neck super extends like this. But you know, for the most part, in terms of articulation, I think this nails it. This is a really nice Zoid's figure, and for the size, it's actually fairly good. I find the HFM Kotobuki 172 scale mold kits, they're actually a little too big to play with. But this one, I think it's just right. Yeah. And I think that's about it for the review. I got mine from Ami, and I believe you can get them from a lot of other stores. But definitely, it's worth checking it out. I think it's about $50. I think I mentioned before. It's not too bad for a price. But yeah, it's kind of up there, but you gotta consider it is Zoids. It's kind of one of those like niche series out there. But nonetheless, I really like it, and I highly recommend getting it. Anyways, that's about it for the review. Hope you guys like it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.